Hello and welcome to day 2 of From Love Traps to Choosing Yourself, my 7-day unavailable love series. This week we are exploring some of the most painful love traps that any of us can experience regardless of gender or sexuality. Yesterday we spoke about the emotionally unavailable person and why their mixed signals can keep you emotionally hooked. Today we're going to talk about something that may feel uncomfortable to admit: accepting crumbs. Before we begin, I want you to know that this is not about blaming you for what you accepted. It is about understanding how the bare minimum can gradually begin to feel like love. When a crumb feels enormous, perhaps you have spent days waiting for a message. You have tried not to check your phone. You have told yourself that you are going to stop thinking about them. Then their message appears on your screen. Maybe the message is only a short one. Thinking of you, I miss you, sorry, things have been busy, or something similar. And suddenly, everything inside you changes. The anxiety softens, your hope returns, you feel wanted again. The message may be small, but the relief is enormous. Not necessarily because the message meets your needs. It may feel enormous because it briefly ends the uncertainty. When affection is scarce, even the smallest gesture can feel precious. A short message can feel like intimacy. A last minute invitation can feel like being chosen. An apology without changing behavior can feel like a new beginning. A few hours of closeness can feel like proof of a future together. This is how crumbs can begin to feel like a feast. What does accepting crumbs actually mean? Accepting crumbs does not mean that you're asking for too much and receiving slightly less. It means that your fundamental emotional needs are repeatedly unmet, but occasional moments of affection keep you hoping that the relationship is becoming something more. You may be receiving affection without consistency, promises without follow through, apologies without change, physical intimacy without emotional security, contact when it suits them, closeness when they feel lonely, reassurance when they sense you pulling away. Just enough to keep the connection alive, but not enough for you to feel secure inside it. And because the good moments feel so meaningful, you may begin organizing your life around waiting for the next one. The bare minimum can be difficult to recognize. The bare minimum is not always obvious. It may not look cruel to the other person, may be warm, charming, vulnerable or deeply affectionate when they are present. They may tell you how much you mean to them. They may share painful parts of their past. They may say that they want a relationship but need more time. You may feel that you have seen a side of them that nobody else understands. This can make you believe that the emotional connection must be more important than the lack of consistency. You tell yourself they do care, they're just frightened. They've been hurt before. They are going through a difficult time. They need someone who won't give up on them. And maybe all of that is true, but their pain does not automatically create the capacity to meet you. Understanding why someone offers very little does not turn very little into enough. Why do I accept so little? This question can carry a great deal of shame. You may look back and think, why did I tolerate this? Why did I not demand more? Why was I grateful for so little? But perhaps you were not consciously choosing crumbs. Perhaps you were responding to the promise that the crumbs would eventually become a relationship. You were not attached only to what you were receiving, you were attached to what you believed it was becoming. Every affectionate message felt like progress. Every return felt like proof. Every vulnerable conversation made you believe that the relationship was deepening. You may have thought, if I remain patient, they will eventually feel safe. If I show them that I'm different, they will choose me. If I love them well enough, they will finally be ready. You were not necessarily choosing the bare minimum. You may have been investing in potential. When overgiving becomes your role, you may have compensated for what was missing by giving more. You initiated the conversations, you made the plans, you offered reassurance, you listened to their problems, you adjusted your needs around their availability. You forgave quickly because you did not want to lose the connection. You gave more, not because you were weak, but because some part of you believed that enough love, patience, or understanding could make the relationship safe. But overgiving can create a painful imbalance. You become responsible for keeping the connection alive. They decide when to come close, they decide when to withdraw, and you carry the emotional work in between. Eventually, you may become so focused on what they need that you stop asking what the relationship is costing you. Why crumbs affect your nervous system? When affection is unpredictable, you may never know when the next moment of closeness will come. So you wait, you watch, you check, you remain emotionally available just in case they reach out. Then, when they finally offer affection, your body experiences relief. That relief can make a small gesture feel far more powerful than it would inside a consistent relationship. This does not mean that you are desperate. It may mean that uncertainty has made your system hungry for reassurance. Imagine being given very little water. Eventually, even a few drops can feel life saving. But the intensity of your relief does not tell you that you are receiving enough. It may be showing you how deprived you have felt. You may say, I just want to feel calm. I just want to stop waiting. I want to understand why I cannot let this go. Calm may be difficult while your emotional security depends on another person's unpredictable attention. A moment of contact can settle you temporarily, but temporary relief is not the same as lasting steadiness. When you are told that the crumbs should be enough, sometimes when you ask for more, the other person may make your needs seem unreasonable. They might say, why can't you appreciate what we have? I'm doing my best here. Nothing is ever enough for you. You're putting too much pressure on this or on me. You knew what the situation was. You may begin defending your needs instead of noticing that they are not being met. You may reduce what you ask for. You may try to sound less emotional. You may accept an arrangement that hurts you because you are afraid that asking for more will leave you with nothing. This is an important moment to notice. When you have become afraid that expressing a need will cost you the relationship, you may no longer be freely choosing the relationship. You may be managing your fear of losing it. Gratitude should not require self abandonment. There is nothing wrong with appreciating small gestures. A thoughtful message can be beautiful. A few hours together can be meaningful. The issue is not the size of the gesture. The issue is whether occasional gestures are being used consciously or unconsciously to sustain a relationship that consistently leaves you empty. You can appreciate what someone gives and still acknowledge that it is not enough for the relationship you want. You can be compassionate about their limitations and still decide that those limitations are painful for you. You can love someone and recognize that their way of loving does not meet your needs. Gratitude does not require you to abandon your standards. Compassion does not require endless access to you. And love does not require you to survive on crumbs. What are you actually asking for? Perhaps you have been told that your needs are too much, but what are you actually asking for? Are you asking for communication, consistency, consideration, honesty, time together that is planned rather than offered only at the last minute when it suits the other party? Are you asking to know where you stand? Are you asking for words and actions to agree? These are not extravagant demands. They are basic elements of an emotionally reciprocal relationship. The question is not only, are they giving me something? The more important question is what they are offering enough for me to feel respected, secure, and emotionally met? Enough is not determined only by what they are capable of giving. Your needs are also part of the equation. Day 2 reflection. Take a piece of paper and complete these 3 sentences. What am I currently receiving is. What I keep hoping it will become is. What I actually need in a relationship is. Well done. Notice the differences. Do not use this exercise to criticize yourself. Do not write what you think you should need. Write what is true for you. Then ask, if I stopped focusing on their potential, would what they are offering today be enough for me? You do not need to make a decision immediately. For today, allow yourself to recognize the difference between gratitude and deprivation, between a meaningful moment and a sustainable relationship, between loving someone and being emotionally met by them. If you have been accepting crumbs, please do not use this realization as another reason to attack yourself. There may have been a part of you that believed this was all you could safely ask for. There may have been a part of you that feared receiving nothing. There may have been a part of you that truly believed patience would eventually be rewarded. That part of you does not need punishment. It needs honesty, compassion, and protection. Before you continue with your day, place both of your feet on the floor. Take one slow, deep breath in and out, and gently say to yourself, wanting more does not make me ungrateful. My needs are allowed to exist. I do not have to survive on moments of relief. Tomorrow, we are going to explore future faking. What happens when someone says all the right things, describes a beautiful future, but nothing in the present truly changes? You may discover that you have not only been holding on to the person, you may also have been holding on to the future they taught you to imagine. And grieving that future can be one of the most painful parts of choosing yourself. I gently ask you to subscribe so you don't miss anything important. And as always, I send you so much love and light. But until tomorrow, speak soon.